Today's video, we are going to be talking about travel gear. I'm going to kind of take you guys through what I use for traveling in between places and doing house calls and all that good stuff. Figuring out what actual type of traveling you're going to be doing and how much accessibility you need to go into your case and out, because that kind of help differentiate what kind of case you would need. So in the past, I used a backpack. It was a Babyliss Backpack when I first started traveling, and we were able to kind of just put our tools in different pockets. But the only thing that sucks about using a backpack is that sometimes, because it doesn't have proper padding, the tools can bounce inside the backpack and you can damage the blades that way. And that's happened to me before in the past, where the blades start getting chipped. So I definitely recommend that you have something that is a little bit more padded. I'm going to talk now. We're going to talk about this other case that I use a lot for hair shows. This is something that I've used a lot for hair shows because it's easy to get into. The slots are good for going in and out really often. And when it comes to hair shows, I have to go up on stage usually about 2 to 3 times a day. So I need something that I can get on and off stage pretty quickly. So this is kind of the setup. I put my trimmers here. Here's an empty hole for just, different extra accessories, combs, whatever you need. And then I put like two main clippers in these little special cases, which protect the clippers from getting scratched up and all that. So if you ever heard of a clipper cozy, or they also call them clipper condoms, you can look for that and put in here. But the downside is that if you are moving in and out a lot, these tend to shift a little bit because they don't stick too well. So there's just this little piece that goes inside each of those slots. So it can get a little frustrating to use at times if you're going in and out quickly. So I was using this for about maybe like the last year and a half. It was the most ideal, like I said, for stage work. It was what worked the best for the situation. I'd put my guards here. I use these for foil shavers, single foil shaver, double foil shaver. And here are some comb slots, slots for your shears, and that kind of stuff. And you can always put like other extras in this zipper here. This was really great because it's also small. I was able to fit this in my luggage, in my regular luggage, in the bottom of it, so that I would put my clothes and shoes or whatever on top in that space, and it would fit pretty well. As you can see there, it's not super ginormous, and it worked really well. So that's one case. Now, if you want something a little bit more secure, this is one that I use for house calls because I only have to take my tools out one time. This is the By Appointment backpack from Vince the Barber. This is the light version, so this is the smaller backpack. There's 2 sizes. There's the general, which is the larger one, and then this is the light, which is the smaller one, especially for me because I look kind of crazy if I use the large one. So let's go inside here. This is going to be your more elite bag because it actually protects everything pretty well. So you got a little zipper case here that you can use, combs, shears I would put here, my blades. And then here is where it's the most protected. So inside here, you have all these areas here that you can unzip and put all your guards, Sanex strips here. So the light has 3 slots for tools, and the general, which is the bigger one, has 4 slots. These cords on the bottom right here are for wires. So if your clippers have wires, you can actually roll them up and buckle them in here to get them nice and cleaned up. But a lot of tools today obviously are a little bit more cordless. So all of mine are cordless. So I don't have to use that bottom slot. If anything, I can kind of tweak these a little bit and put trimmers here if I have too many. So these will clip into here. So these are clipped on just like that, and you can tighten them here. So this little area right here is the padded front part that allows your tools not to hit anything else. So this is probably the most protected case that I currently own. But if I was using this for a hair show, trying to go in and out of this is a little bit crazy, and I wouldn't be able to buckle these in right away because we have only a limited time to get on and off stage. And then up here you can put foil shavers or anything else. There's just like a little slot right here. I put a flat iron just in case I need to do any of that. So you zip this up. Now we have the outside pockets. So this is where it's really cool because I can put a blow dryer up in this big pocket up here. Pretty spacious. And then what's really nice about this bottom pocket, clipper spray, right? You can fit an entire one inside, just to give you some perspective on how high it is and be able to zip that up. So your bottom pocket is pretty nice. You can put water bottles in here, bay areas, aftershave spray, whatever you need, goes real nice in here. So the only downside of using this bag for me is I don't like to carry this on my back. I usually put this into my luggage. If I use a luggage, it usually takes up its own small luggage by itself, because I don't want to carry this on my back, because then I have to go through security at the airport and they start asking a bunch of questions on just what's inside that's unsafe or not safe. And so it's been always easier for me to just kind of check in all my tools so I don't have to worry about going through that process. So if you look at the side difference, this is more like 2 of these. So if I ever put this in my luggage, I'm only able to utilize maybe one whole side for my stuff, and then you can kind of tuck little things in between here if you're using about a medium-sized luggage, which I have for this is an entire medium-sized luggage just to carry the backpack itself, and then I fully pack it to whatever lengths I need to make sure all my tools were in that same bag. And then if I'm using this and I need all the clipper spray and the water bottles, I just have to pair this up with a backpack and carry that separately. If you are traveling often, those are the 2 bags that I would use the most. I never ever take them through security on my backpack because I've been questioned before and it's a long process. It was a feather razor handle. It had no blade in it and they made me throw it away. And depending on who you're dealing with on that day, if they're having a bad day, they're gonna give you a hard time. So I check everything into my check-in bag and just see it on the other side. It's at risk, of course, because you hope to God, knock on wood, that it doesn't get lost or doesn't show up for a job. So far for me in the last 4 years, that has not happened. I check everything in because I have blades. So that's what I have for my traveling gear. I hope that helps you guys. Till next time.